On October 7th, 2023, the launch of the Al-Aqsa flood operation signaled a period of intense regional instability in the Middle East. When groups like Hamas released their justifications for the attack, they didn't rely solely on political or territorial arguments. They cited a specific religious motivation that predates modern borders. Specifically, the bringing of red cows was named as a primary trigger for the operation, referring to the importation of flawless red heifers into the region. These ancient biblical symbols are now documented variables in modern military conflict, providing a theological framework for current regional escalations. The center of this tension is the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, a site functioning as the primary focal point of global religious and political friction. This friction aligns with a prophecy from the book of Zechariah, which predicted that Jerusalem would become a burdensome stone for all people and nations. Within this prophetic framework, the expanding regional instability is viewed as a systemic struggle for control over this specific location. The pursuit of these ancient timelines on the Mount creates a tension that is actively testing the durability of modern regional agreements. The active preparation of Third Temple infrastructure is no longer just a theological concept. It functions as a tangible geopolitical trigger. This diagram illustrates the ritual purification process required under halakhic law. The ashes of a flawless red heifer are the mandatory element needed to initiate this sequence. It dictates that physical reconstruction of the temple can only proceed after this purification is performed. The push to restore the temple has transitioned from the periphery of society into mainstream Israeli culture, backed by a growing religious zeal. This movement is now supported by organized global logistical and financial networks dedicated to making the temple a physical reality. Ancient requirements, like the ritual use of these heifers, have been integrated into modern funded initiatives that are actively driving military engagements in the Levant. Because of these logistical preparations, the construction of a third temple, or even a temporary tent of meeting on the Mount, has become a plausible outcome of the next major regional shift. Any move to rebuild the temple would displace the long-standing regional status quo, moving religious restoration efforts into direct conflict with current governance. Such an alteration is widely regarded as a potential spark for a massive regional or even global conflict. The religious mandate for a third temple has reached a point of unavoidable collision with the geopolitical realities of the modern Middle East. Many observers interpret these events through the lens of the Olivet Discourse, which describes current regional instability as birth pains. These believers view the current volatility not as a series of isolated events, but as a significant transitional period in human history. In this view, military escalations in Israel function as the primary clock. Every new conflict is seen as a movement of the hands toward a final prophetic conclusion. This means that modern military maneuvers on the ground are being interpreted by millions as the ticking of a countdown toward the end times. The prophesied sequence suggests that the current threat of war will eventually lead to a temporary false peace brokered on the international stage. This peace is described as a 7-year covenant, a deceptive agreement likely involving a resolution to the broader Middle East conflict. A critical component of this agreement is the granting of explicit permission for the Jewish people to finally rebuild their temple on the Mount. According to the prophecy, this period of peace will abruptly fail, leading to sudden destruction and the largest conflict in human history. Whether these prophecies are viewed as divine truth or ancient lore, the conviction in this timeline is a measurable driver of policy, transforming the Temple Mount into a primary geopolitical trigger.